There you go. Short and to the point. What is going on, everybody? This is Hollywood Hangout. I am Boxman. Across from me, this lovely gentleman in the Chicago hat.
That's right. Voice of Generation, Smark Whalberg. How are you?
That is right, man. I am ready for this one.
Yeah,
I
so
am ready for this one. We are definitely going to be getting into some fun stuff in just a few minutes here. But I did want to come on here and really quick before we even get into anything movie wise, come on here and thank everybody for the for being positive about this change. Um, no one said this is the dumbest thing you've done. All I've heard is, my God, what took you so long? Or great move, or looking forward to it. So thanks everybody that's hit me up and kind of made me feel a lot better because I'll be honest, Friday I was like, did I fuck up? But as the week went on, I figured I know I didn't fuck up because I didn't have to watch wrestling this week. I didn't have to go through news. I didn't have to send Smark news. He didn't have to not read what I sent him anyway. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
it's I am so much more passionate right now about movies and and I'm always passionate. I love music, and luckily we're going to be talking a little bit of both tonight. We're going to be talking a little bit of Woodstock 1999 and the debacle that it was. I'm not even sure what to call. I got to tell you, that documentary, the documentary we're going to sort of base some of what we're talking about, most of what we're talking about, was called Woodstock 99. It was an HBO documentary called Woodstock 99, Peace, Love, and Rage. So the rage part definitely got shown, and man, they trashed the shit out of MTV on this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. That's
They
rightfully so.
trashed the hell out of MTV. But I hope Spark doesn't mind. In order to kind of get the feel of what Woodstock 99 and 94 were trying to create, you mind if I go through kind of the lineup of the original 60,
I feel like you kind of have
1969?
to.
Huh?
And first off, nice when you said the magical number. But yeah, I feel like you must have to.
Perfect. I got a little bit of information on that, which actually has something to do with what we're going to be talking about, because the two creators of this one are the same creators of the 1994 and 1999 one. So go ahead.
Semi-true. The Michael Lang, it was. The other
Yes.
guy, sure. I always forget if it's pronounced Sheer or Sure. I want to say Sheer. But the other guy, he was not involved in the first one, the 1969 one. He was involved in the 1994 one.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, Michael Lang, who before he was a uh, promoter, was just a head shop owner out of Miami. 1968, he moved out to Woodstock, New York. They had two guys with him and this guy Artie Kornfeld moved out to New York. The dream was they wanted to build a studio, a music studio, a recording studio, 1968 in Woodstock. So they had two guys, John Roberts and Joel Rosenman, and they were the bankrollers. By one of their last names, you guys get it. They had the capital, but they didn't have a lot of experience in the music industry. So the idea was to build the studio. They were going to put on a music festival and art fair. This was their idea. They figured they would only get about 50,000 people. That was wrong. The original Woodstock almost didn't happen because the town that they were supposed to be in which was never actually Woodstock. It was actually going to be Wallkill, New York. And weeks before, the town passed a law basically banning the event. So they couldn't do it. So they found this guy. This guy's name was Max Yazger. They met with him. He offered to lease them his 600 acre field for $75,000. He's got 75 grand right there. And by it was set to go off in August. And by August, nothing was built. The fences weren't finished. There were no ticket booths built. And 100,000 fans had shown up 3 days early. So they had a choice. Try to get all these people to pay or say fuck it. And Woodstock turned out, this is how Woodstock became a free concert. They said, fuck it. What are we going to do? We can't stop everybody. Let's just let everybody in. Now, there was a common theme between this one and definitely the 1999 one. I don't know about the 1994. Food and water was short. They actually had people from the farm making food, like bringing like grains and raisins and like making granola is what they were basically doing.
They were literally handing people granola.
Yeah, anything they could do to keep these people, brown rice, granola, whatever they could do. The townspeople were flying in food by helicopter, sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
And there were tropical storms. Weather was bad. Weather was bad a different way for the 1999 one. We'll get into the fucking heat that was happening out there. And there were, and this is kind of how it went down. It started off with Richie Haven. Now, Richie Havens, excuse me. Now, Richie Havens was not supposed to start the show. Okay. It was supposed to be Sweetwater and another band, which I'll try to pronounce their name in a minute. But they were stuck in traffic miles away because no one could get to this place. The people were abandoning their cars and walking to the concert. So it was literally a parking lot. And it was basically like a freeway, a highway. So Richie Havens went up there and they kept making him do encore after encore after encore. Finally, for his last song, he belted out. And I mean, folks, when I say he belted out, if you have never heard Richie Havens do Freedom at Woodstock 69, you've got to hear this. I actually listened to it today because I just wanted to get an idea of what it was. Holy fuck, man. This guy played his fucking fingers off just ripping on the guitar, singing his heart out. It was one of the most amazing performances of the show, and it was the first performance, and it was unintentional. So that was the first act to go on. Started about 5:07, and that was a completely improvised version of Freedom he did. The next band after that, Swami Satchidanandana.
Love them.
Not even going to try. They gave the opening invocation to the festival. Sweetwater was the first band to jump up there and actually play. Bert Summer was next. He got the first standing ovation. Tim Hardin. A lot of these bands, I got to be honest, I've never heard of. Tim performed solo and brought out his band. Ravi Shankar played a 45-minute set, and it was already raining. Melanie played an unscheduled show. Don't know who that is. Arlo Guthrie, heard of Arlo Guthrie before, took the stage about 1:45 a.m. And Joan Baez closed the show that day, the first day, August 15th, at 3 a.m. while 6 months pregnant. Fucking total fucking rock star, man. Is there anything more rock star about that? I mean, I can't think of anything.
Right.
So now we go to day two. Day one was set more for kind of folk bands and stuff like that. Day two was a little more heavy rock, kind of some of the psychedelic rock, as people would call it. And Quill came up. They were a Boston-based band. Country Joe McDonald came out. He
Which
had a
by the
band
way
called
is the most wrestling ass sounding name of all the performers that are out here. Like I could definitely see Country Joe McDonald holding a belt in Memphis for like 5 years
well,
in the 80s.
Country Joe McDonald actually came out and had a pretty controversial segment on this concert. He came out and he did this chant, F-U-C-K. Actually, it's the same chant Gavin Rosdale did. I'm sure you know that. So he came out and by the way, the fans had no idea what the hell Gavin Rosdale Bush was talking about. They were completely oblivious to it. But he came out. Now he did that before he played a war protest song. So there's a little more context than he just was trying to rile up the crowd by chanting F-U-C-K. It was a little bit of a method to his madness. So, and then Santana, who literally came out, and this set basically catapulted him to stardom. This set is what did it. It was a breakout performance for him. John Sebastian, the Keith Hartley Band, a British blues rock band. The Incredible String Band, a folk psych group from Scotland. Canned Heat, fucking love that name. I love that name. Mountain, love Mountain. This is one of their earliest live performances. Grateful Dead, probably the only band I regret never seeing in concert. Grateful Dead. CCR, little Creedence Clearwater Survival came on up. Janis Joplin, who I've actually seen her performance, and it was amazing, up there at 2 a.m. And Sly and the Family Stone ended it at 3:30 in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry. No, they didn't end it at 3:30 a.m. And The Who came up and performed almost the entire rock opera Tommy starting at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then Jefferson Airplane closed at 8 a.m. Music went all night, everybody. And the final day had a lot of thunderstorms, They were getting rained on. They were getting literally a tropical storm coming in. And Joe Cocker came up and at 2 p.m. and did the most amazing cover of With a Little Help from My Friends. Really, that's the one you hear on the radio almost all the time. If you hear that song by Joe Cocker on the radio, this is what you hear, is his Woodstock version of it, because it was so fucking amazing. And then actually the Country Joe and the Fish came back out. Then a band called 10 Years Later, and then Johnny Winter, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, Paul Butterfield and the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, Sha Na Na. If you don't know who they are, watch Grease, the original Grease. I'll be honest, this is the first concert I have ever been to in my life, was a Sha Na Na concert in Boston when I was 5 years old.
Right on.
Most of these guys were Boston born. Lenny lived down the street from us. Most of these guys were Boston born, Boston bred, Boston, all the way Boston. And then another amazing act was the close of the show, which was Jimi Hendrix. There was really only about 30 or 40,000 people left because people were leaving because of the rain and everything going on.
Which You mentioned Jimi Hendrix. This doesn't necessarily tie in too much with what we were talking about, the documentary, the HBO documentary. They talk about people not really knowing that much about Woodstock 69, the original that happened. And they cut to a clip of what I believe is MTV of them interviewing a guy asking who played the Star Spangled Banner at Woodstock
Yep.
69. Him
Yep.
saying he didn't know, and then Austin being right behind a giant fucking mural of Jimi Hendrix. Like, literally, the answer is
Yeah.
just right behind you.
They asked like 2 or 3 people. No one knew. And that was we're going to get into it in just a minute, but that was one of the reasons that I mean, they were even saying it on the documentary. That's one of the reasons that this concert was unnecessary. No one knew what was going on. No one knew still caught the references. This wasn't the you didn't have the they'll call them they would call them baby boomer bands out there that you would. This was a fucking metal fest is what it was. But Jimi Hendrix played the Star Spangled Banner on the guitar. Amazing. It was unbelievable. But it went off pretty well. I think there were 2 babies born, 4 arrests, and there were no fights from what I recorded here. I think that was what it was.
2 deaths. There were 2 deaths.
2 deaths. That's right. Here, let me see here.
One of which it was a guy in a sleeping bag who was ran over by a tractor that was picking up garbage. So that is a fucking rough way to go out. And there was another one who they believed was an overdose, but it very well may have been hypothermia, which is a theme that will come back later.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Cheese says real quick here. I listen to Arlo Guthrie, easy for me to say. Every year on Thanksgiving, have to hear Alice's Restaurant. It's like some kind of family tradition for some reason.
Oh, yeah, and here it is. Yep, 0 reports of violence, 2 babies born, and 2 tragically passed away. You're correct. So, yeah, but so 94 and 99, they were kind of trying to recreate what was going on there. But when we talk about the lineup, you'll see there was almost no way it wasn't going to be a peaceful concert. Like, it just wasn't. But anyway, I definitely wanted to get into the original Woodstock to kind of let you guys know the bands that were there. And I mean, if you've ever seen any videos of it, it was just a bunch of hippies. It was peace. It was love. It was this. They were dancing the whole time, jumping in mud. It'll sound familiar, except in 99, there was more shit than mud mixed together or whatever. Anyway, I just thought that it would be a good idea to at least talk about that. Now we can compare 1999s. Now, again, they did do one in 94, Smark, but
yes,
that one wasn't as bad as 1999. And, they gave it, it's weird. It starts, it starts off telling you that, how it was done, that they were at a military base and all that stuff. And again, we've got Michael Lang coming out there. That guy's a little oblivious, by the way. He is a little naive.
Well, I think it's you can't really gauge too much because it's just based on just sort of they only talk to him and show him talking to him for a little while. So it's really hard to gauge exactly what it was that he was about.
Yeah.
But he seemed like his heart was in the right place. It seemed like he might not have necessarily had the organizational skills necessary to promote such things because he kind of glossed over the 94 one a little bit, and there's not too much to talk about there because it was mainly without incident as far as I can tell.
Right.
But also they had a problem with their fence. So allegedly they lost a lot of money on that. They allegedly, according to John Schur, they didn't make any money off that because motherfuckers just broke in. So once again, didn't necessarily plan for the amount of people that were going to be on hand.
No. No. And, you know, from 94 to 1999, I will say, listen, I graduated high school in 94. And I know by the time 99 came around, there was definitely a switch. We had the Y2K scare. No one knew what was going to happen at the turn of the century. No one knew. We were all scared. You know, I mean, not everybody was, but there were definitely concerns. No one knew if our computers were going to work on January 1st. No one knew a lot of things. We had that.
Mhm.
We had the Clinton Lewinsky scandal. We had Girls Gone Wild all over the TV. Jerry Springer.
I want to ask you about that. I mean, this is just, I don't know if you'll be able to actually provide me with an answer for this or not, but they went out of their way to mention Girls Gone Wild being a thing on the documentary, the HBO documentary that you watched that you mentioned. And in 1999, was it like as omnipresent as they were to lead you on to believe? Because I always thought that that is like a 2000 or like mid 2000 situation. Also, what's up, Cheese?
What's up, Cheese? No, show your tits. We're gonna talk about show your tits. Yes, it was that prominent, but you had to be. It was like a Comedy Central commercial that you could see like when you got home.
Infomercials at like 2 or 3 in the morning.
Yeah, you'd see it when you got home from the bar. I'm not
And this
gonna
shit
lie.
made me laugh because they had a lady on there, I think it was, that was like, the girls gone wild. The infomercials were basically just telling all young women that that was the only way any man would love or respect you is if you got naked. It's like, come on, really?
Well,
Like,
that
why do you think that people in your gender are that stupid? That's just like they don't have
well,
any agency over their own bodies, or they're not able to make the decision for themselves. And also, like, even me being like fucking 12, 13, 14 years old and seeing the infomercials on Comedy Central, like, even I knew at that point that they were drunk as fuck. And that's not how normal people
yes,
conducted themselves.
they were, and but yeah, I will get Cheese back in a minute. I think. Yeah, but they were very prominent, and there was another one. Good God, I have it. Hotties of Hollywood, I think it is. I got pulled in one night and ordered it. I have it still. I have the DVDs.
I like that you were buying the off-brand version of Girls Gone Wild. This
Well,
is
they were
more of a
Girls Gone
legit-
Wild was in trouble by the time I started buying these, but I've got them
You
out
were just
there.
trying to save it.
Maybe, maybe I'll go grab them if I get a minute here. Maybe I'll do that.
There was one that was called The Guy Game that came out for PlayStation 2. I don't know what year, but it was like early 2000s, obviously, because PlayStation 2. That was like, it was supposed to be like kind of Girls Gone Wild-esque. Like answer trivia questions and play mini games and shit. Like if you were successful, you would be able to see their interviewed college girls. And, you know, the better you did at the game, the more you were apt to see. The problem was that the college girls were not all college girls, which ran into a very big and very bad legal issue for them. They had to pull the game.
I wonder why. I wonder why. But yeah, it like I said, there was definitely a switch from 94 to 99. We had, like I said, we had Clinton in the White House banging girls with cigars and smoking them.
There's a fucking pimp right there.
Grunge was dying. Literally, Kurt Cobain killed grunge when he killed himself. I hate to say that, but he did.
Go Bears.
Look at you guys.
Yeah.
Look at you, Bears twins. The Bears.
The guy sure would basically say that his intentions were, and it's an interesting idea, like naively speaking, and then also cynically speaking. Of course, you would want to do this, but he was saying that like every 4 years or so, he wanted to do another Woodstock because it would be a different graduating class. So like the music scene would be different. He wanted to like kind of provide a time capsule of each, 4-year cycle.
Yep. Different group of college students and another group of seniors from high school, graduating from high school, so they could experience too.
Yeah, but I mean we had Fight Club, which they showed. We had Matrix, they showed American Pie. I mean, American Pie was an objectifying of women movie, but that's what comedies were
It was toxic male masculinity. That's what it was.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Because they even said is like that, like the stuff that they showed in those movies was like illegal. It's like, how so? Like fucking somebody on webcam was not illegal, as far as I remember.
Girls were all
broadcasting without their consent, though. That might have been illegal.
That's true. Fair enough.
And also, MTV was turning to boy bands instead of metal, instead of a lot of things, and instead of grunge, instead of rock, instead of even I guess trance or rave, whatever rave music, because raves were even big back here too. Which was the other problem, is the fact that they had raves going every fucking night after the concerts were over.
Yeah, they had an entire airplane hangar dedicated to the raves.
Oh my God.
Fat Boy Slim and Moby playing.
Yeah. Oh, Moby sounded like a little bitch. I was scared. I wanted to get out of there. Oh, I'm a skinny little bald guy. I shouldn't be here. We knew something was wrong. Shut up, Mark.
One of my favorite parts of the documentary is him saying that like he fell in love with the idealistic nature of like Woodstock '69 and all the free love and all of this business. And he wanted to recapture that vibes, and how he just wanted peace and love and acceptance and all this bullshit. And then they like cut to a clip of him, like a home video footage of him complaining that his name isn't on the banner when you come into the fucking venue.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, and that's the thing. They had 3 stages. They had an East stage, a West stage, and an emerging artist stage. And honestly, that's where Moby was on the emerging artist stage. And I mean, some of these people weren't even famous yet that were on the emerging artist stage.
The other funny part was like in that clip, he was like naming, like, have you even heard of some of these bands? And one of the bands he named was Our Lady Peace. And it's like, yeah. I've heard of them for some very dubious reasons.
Well, they weren't back then. They weren't anything yet. I mean, there's a few that are in. I mean,
Our Lady Peace had their big hit with Clumsy or whatever. Yeah, I want to say they had that out in like 97 or 98 even. So they were fairly well known at that point. Moby's just dumb.
Yeah, even Fat Boy Slim was on the emerging artist stage. But the main stages during the day were the East and West stage. And we'll get to those in a little while here. But it was just a different time. And my God, Carson Daly went from being one of the most beloved figures on MTV and in this country. Within 4 to 5 years, he was one of the most hated figures ever. And one of them was for the reason I just mentioned. They started getting away from playing grunge on MTV, getting away from playing rock, getting away from playing metal. And they moved on to boy bands. NSYNC. You guys know who I'm talking about.
Backstreet Boys, Backstreet, Christina Aguilera.
Right.
There's a few more. The less known, or the ones that didn't get as big, but they had their moment in the sun.
Yeah.
One Direction.
Well, I think they were later, but maybe. I don't remember. I don't know when a lot of these bands were.
Old Town.
Fucking Jessica Simpson's old husband's fucking group. 98 Disease. That's what we called them. 98 Disease. It was degrees.
Oh,
disease.
I didn't know that. See, I just learned something.
Yeah. See, that was right around my time. Like, I was 14 at that point, so like I was aware of everything going on. Wasn't a fan, but girls I went to school with were.
All right. Well, here, let's do this if y'all don't mind. Let's talk a little bit about the venue. Then we'll get into the lineup. Then we'll kind of free for all this bitch.
All right.
I have a list of the entire schedule from, I believe, the East stage. I'm trying to find the other ones, but I at least have that.
I've got all 3 stages here.
Nice.
And what day? I don't have what time or anything, but I do have the list of the acts.
We'll break it down by day. List of who did the act in day 1, and then we'll discuss day 1 a bit, and then we'll.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. We'll do that. I mean, here's just a quick picture of what the acts were. You can't really read it. It's going to be a little small, but as we're going through, you guys can take a look at that.
The
As we
very
go.
first one, James Brown wanted to hold out, motherfucker.
Fuck yeah, man. I would have loved to have seen him, and he was the first act actually on the East Stage on Friday, which was the first day. This was the same kind of concept as the last one, the 3-day event, except the bands they had gradually got more aggressive.
Better.
which I would say better, but not everyone would. I totally agree. Listen, like I said, I had graduated school in high school in '94, so I was like,
it's all out of order too. Like James Brown's the first one, and he opened it, but then 2 spots over is Bush, and they were the fucking headline for that night. Who fucking did this shit?
Oh, who knows?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, this isn't even day one's lineup because Metallica's down there. They were day 3.
Yeah, what they did is they threw all the big bands in here on this little poster here. Yeah, we can get rid of the poster so you're not concentrating on the poster.
I thought it was day one's lineup, so I was looking to see who all was on there.
No, here's day one's lineup. Should we even do the emerging artist stage?
Who cares?
All right, let's just do the East.
The way the people that were there felt, I'm sure. Who cares?
I'm sure everyone's thinking the same thing. No, don't bother. All right, so we kicked off with James Brown on the East Stage, which was the main stage.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet that was great. I wish I could have seen more. Spitfire was also coming out on the West Stage at that time. You had G-Love and Special Sauce and Oleander.
See, I know Oleander. They definitely weren't a heavier band, but I listened to their first
they start off
album, February Sun. Wasn't bad.
Well, put it this way. The next act on the East Stage after that was Jamiroquai.
I remember seeing somebody said, oh, it was a dude that was keeping the journal of every day. And he was like, yeah, this band was good. Jamiroquai, but no, not so good. He sucked.
Yeah.
Yes. Like his whole set is available on YouTube because somebody put a playlist of just like all of the available like full sets on YouTube. And I listened to a little bit of it just because the guy said it was bad. He was not lying. Like the audio, it doesn't sound good. He doesn't sound terribly interested. Like it's just not great.
Not good, man.
And as Jamiroquai was on, if you didn't like him, you could have gone over to the West Stage and watched the Umbilical Brothers. So there you go.
Not to be confused with the Chemical Brothers.
No, never confuse the two. Then the East Stage, you had Live, which I like them. I would have liked to have seen them. And on the West Stage, you had Mo. That's all it says. MOE.
MO in parentheses, Lester. Last name was Lester.
Might as well have been. Sheryl Crow and Lit on the West Stage.
Lit was big back then.
Lit was. I think they just had that one fucking song that they played on the radio 90 billion times. I can't think of the name of it right now.
Yep, that's it.
Yes.
Please tell me why.
Is this song on again? I've heard it 5,000 times today.
I like the other song they had called Miserable because it started off as like you make me come, you make me completely miserable.
And they were pushing for them hard too, because you mentioned that song. Like that whole video was like Pamela Anderson was in the video. I think they were like performing on top of her, like she was a giant, and they like CGI'd them in there. I think, if I remember correctly, either that or I'm just having a fever dream. But I remember she's definitely in the video.
I'm trying to remember if that was My Own Worst Enemy or if that was the video for the other one I just talked about, Miserable,
because My Own Worst Enemy, they were like at a bowling alley. They were doing like a full, like a Big Lebowski thing, I think, kind of sort of.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Oh, I can keep going.
Sorry.
Okay. East Stage show after Sheryl Crow and Lit, was DMX and Buck Cherry. Now, DMX did something very nice for the audience of mostly white people. He gave them a pass when he was singing his song.
I mean, he wanted the crowd to sing along, and considering it was a pretty much all white crowd, he kind of had to.
He did it. No one seemed to bat an eye, and the journalist guy had to make a big deal of it. I wonder how people felt after that. If their white friends had never said that word in front of them before, bro, they weren't hard R-ing. Right. They were singing along. It was a musical. It was like chanting. It was a different.
Yes. Right. Like if you don't want people that are white to sing along to your shit, then like you might as well come out and say, I don't want white people to like my shit. Don't listen to my shit. Don't fucking participate.
It was part of
that song would go on to be it was the song. And I mean, he did it. He was telling the crowd to sing along. I don't think he meant just black people. Right. So it sounded like there was there was only 20 people yelling along. Yeah, it would have been like 20 people yelling in the audience. It would have sounded horrible.
He'd have held out the mic to just silence.
Exactly. Everybody too fucking scared to sing along to a song. Everyone was having a great time at this point.
Yes, and this, by the way, since you mentioned it, that journalist guy was the fucking worst part of the documentary. Like he was the biggest bitch in the world.
No.
Oh well, yeah, okay. The
blonde girl was worse. The blonde girl was worse. I'm like, you feminist cunt. Shut up.
I didn't even. At least had some nuanced opinions. If you want fucking feminist, kind of that lady with the purple hair was the absolute worst. Where she's like, I didn't feel safe. It's like, you should have. Like, you were fine. Nothing was going to happen to you.
Yeah, but I do like the fact that I do like the fact that she at least set up a website for these girls to, tell their story and not be alone. She did something. We'll get to that later. But at least she did something to help some of the people there. I mean, we're about to get to when we get to the next band. Matter of fact, we'll just go ahead and mention it. Go ahead.
As a quick aside, real quick, since we're talking about DMX, first off, I feel like that was probably the best set of like all of the shows. Because just the amount of fucking intense energy that he brought. Like I've watched that a couple of different times. And like in the documentary, Jonathan Davis points out, like they're not all there for you. So you do have to win these motherfuckers over to some extent. And he won everybody over. But also, I would argue that like just the fucking transition, because you were like the E stage, it was Sheryl Crow followed by DMX, which is the most fucking insane, like back to back, like that. You want to talk about not having anything in common in terms of like,
and
fan base.
And you could see during Sheryl Crow that they were getting actually, it was the next day. It was Alanis Morissette when they were kind of like, can we get some metal? We're ready to rock. And she's up there with, isn't it ironic? Okay.
And the whole crowd said,
oh, you motherfucker. Okay.
Exactly. Then we had The Offspring and The Roots. I like both. Now, this is where you knew the show was already taking a downturn because the lead singer of Offspring had to literally go up there and lecture people about not molesting the girls crowd surfing.
What a downer.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ, dude.
Fucking Captain Buzzkill.
Fuck, man. No, but the fact that he had to go out and say that on day one, not that it's right on any day, but I'm just saying on day one. But I mean, there's no excuse for it. But the heat, these guys were in 110-degree heat. So these girls were all in bikinis and there were titties everywhere. That is even part of the documentary. One of the main 3 words that were said to everybody, Cheese has it right there, show your tits. They even were yelling up there. They were even yelling at Rosie Perez.
Yep. And Sheryl Crow.
Any woman.
Rosie Perez says, I ain't showing you shit. And Sheryl Crow said, you'd have to pay a lot more than you paid to get in here to see my tits.
Yeah. Good for her. Good for both.
Actually, good for Rosie Perez, but also I don't blame them because if I met Rosie Perez, I would probably like go ahead and just take that shot too, just to see what happens. Like, all right, yeah, if you slap me, you slap me, but you only live once. Anyways, but like Sheryl Crow, like, oh god, she's the fucking worst because she like. What little that they showed of her was like the problem with all these straight white guys and they're being straight and they're being white and they're being terrible. And it's like, hey, were you the
Oh, and they're being guys.
And they were being guys, and it was terrible. Were you the person who did the duet with Kid Rock several years later? Who was like kind of
Her and
always
Kid Rock
sort
dated.
of a sexist scumbag? So like, sexist scumbags
Yeah,
are okay as long as it benefits your career.
Like I said, her and Kid Rock dated. I mean, fuck, they may have been dating during fucking Woodstock. I'd have to look up the years.
They might have met there, actually. I think if you think about, because I think that was like 2000 when they were dating. That might be why. Hold on here.
I'm looking it up right now.
She wanted to meet Josie, and it turned out it was going to cost her.
Huh?
It's the JOC to the or JOE to the C, ho.
All right. So next up, while he's looking that up, on the E stage we had.
It says they never officially dated, which I know is bullshit.
They were just fucking during the concert.
But the song they did together was in 2002.
Okay. So who knows? So next up was Korn and the Insane Clown Posse. Now, Korn went out there and put on one of the best acts ever. They have even literally, Jonathan Davis had said, we have tried and never have been able to recreate what we did that night.
Well, yeah.
It was unbelievable.
I mean, given the crowd and the energy in the air, it's going to be impossible to fucking recreate that.
Yeah. I mean,
I've seen Korn live and they're not bad, but I mean, yeah, it definitely wasn't like it was at Woodstock.
I saw them live too. They were good. They were really good. And then we had Bush and George Clinton, who ended the night. Bush, again, we talked about Gavin Rosdale went up there and tried.
It was the guitar player, I'm pretty sure, that did the chant. Not Gavin.
Was it the guitar player? Whoever, I think you might be right, but Gavin stood there and he had the look on his face like, no one?
Right.
No one? So.
No one gets it, huh?
So that was.
You uncultured swine.
Pretty much. That was the first day right there. So, not the craziest of bands, but we're not to the second day yet.
So, let's play a game real quick. We'll do this with all 3 days, just to read through. You already read through the lineups. But
for day one,
go ahead and do it again. And as we hit each one, thumbs up or thumbs down, just from everybody. So like a yay or a nay, I guess would be better because audio and such. But
like if we like them,
yes.
Oh, okay.
So, all right. So, obviously, first one up, James Brown. Yay or nay?
Oh, hell yeah.
Me.
Yeah,
James
I'll
Brown.
go yay too. Sorry, that's 2 yays to a meh. I don't think. Does anybody know who the fuck P Love and Special Sauce are?
No.
No.
So we'll all just go with a don't know on that one.
Yeah.
Jamiroquai should be
It doesn't
down.
sound great.
Fucking Jamiroquai.
Universal nay after Jamiroquai.
Gay!
Very appropriate for Jamiroquai. Now this is going to be an interesting one. I think live, the band live. It's a yay from you. Cheese yay. I'll go
I'll give him a thumbs up.
I'll give it a tepid yay. Tepid yay. This one should be easy. Sheryl Crow, 3, 2, 1, nay.
No. I never really liked it.
She had one song that I didn't mind that I can think of.
Universal nay.
But overall, no.
Just the overall attitude. Like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then we're going to move on to DMX. It's a yay for me. Okay. Universal yays. But
Awesome and exit wounds. Awesome and exit wounds.
sort of mildly. Stephen Butler, of course, was in that movie as well. It's a lesser known fact. Offspring.
Yeah.
You're going to go yay as well.
Not good live. They are definitely a recording band, but still, I like them.
Yeah.
They weren't that bad.
I
I thought
haven't
it
seen
was
them live.
kind of funny that like they brought out the white guy, the titular white guy from the Pretty Fly.
Oh, yeah, they got him
video.
back.
They were
got
throwing shit at him. That poor man. Like he was performing with them on the stage.
You know,
Well, since Offspring is probably one of the bands we know the best,
Mhm.
favorite song from Offspring? For me, it's The Kids Aren't All Right.
Yeah, that's a very good one. I like Self-Esteem.
Yeah,
Like-
good one.
Like Bad Habit, Original Pranksters.
Love Bad Habit. Bad Habit would be a number 2 for me.
And I'm of course sentimental to the original Prankster song, but that's just because Redman's on there. But probably Bad Habit. Let's see, where were we? Korn.
Oh fuck
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yay for me as well.
Still listen to Korn.
But you know, of course, that
Those first 3 CDs or first 4 CDs, fucking
yeah,
amazing.
and of course, according to that one, you know, blonde girl, it makes us all a bunch of, you know, horrible white,
She can
aggressive,
suck this dick, this white dick.
just white, aggressive men.
Will aggressively fuck her mouth.
I would watch.
No,
Not bad. I mean, the eyebrows were a little much, but otherwise. Anyways, Bush. Speaking of,
yes, fucking love them.
What a great segue. Yeah, I'll give Bush a thumbs up. Not like the biggest fan, but they do got their good songs.
They got a bunch of good songs. Yeah, I like, you know, like
Props to Gavin Rosdale for banging Gwen Stefani for so long, but then he lost her to Blake Shelton. Ain't that a
I
bitch?
know you
yeah.
guys.
and for
Country.
that very reason, I'm going to go nay. If you get cucked by Blake Shelton, I'm going to have to nay. That's
He's
the
a
rules.
country star. It makes no sense.
Well, he makes her feel like Christmas. Anyways, West Stage. Spitfire. I don't know who that is. So,
Okay, I've only heard of like 4 bands on this side, but go for it.
I didn't hear who you said, but
He
I'll
hasn't
just say
said a
nay.
band yet. He just said West Stage.
Spitfire.
Oh, okay.
Don't know them.
Nope.
Nope.
Olander. Don't know them.
Yeah,
But Cheese, you said you know them. Thumbs up.
I'll give him a thumbs up just for February Sun. I didn't listen to anything that they put out after that.
Umbilical Brothers and Mo. Do we know either of them?
No.
No, I've heard of the Umbilical Brothers. I for some reason I think they're a comedy act.
They might as well be. Okay, Lit.
I like Lit. I'll go with Lit.
I'll go thumbs up too.
Yeah, they had a couple good songs.
Yeah,
I'll give it a thumbs up. Fuck it.
Buck Cherry. I'm gonna go
Hey.
thumbs up.
Ugh.
I'll go thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go thumbs down.
I'll go up. You're crazy. Come on now. You're crazy, bitch.
That's actually
Yep.
exactly why I was giving a thumbs down. I can't fucking stand that song. Like I was gonna say that era of like the '99 when they were just doing the song about like being fucking strung out on cocaine. That's a decent song, but
Yeah, Lit Up, I think it's called.
Yeah.
I don't mind Lit Up.
Yep.
It's tolerable.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I like it. I just don't mind it.
yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see. Here we go. And so we're going to the West. We're still on the West Stage. The Roots. I'm giving a thumbs up.
Yeah, I like the Roots. I'm going there too. I like them. They're a good band.
This one's kind
I can't say I'm real familiar with them.
Well, now I think they're on Conan. Aren't they on Conan now?
of what's his name? The unlikable one, the one that's not funny, the guy who laughs at all of his jokes. Jimmy Fallon. There we go. I was literally just trying to figure it out. I was like, I was working my way back, trying to figure out.
I knew he was on one of them. One of them.
Mm-hmm. They're the house band. Insane Clown Posse. ICP. No.
All right, if I was 14 at the time, so if I'm still at that time, I gotta give him a thumbs up. Now, as an adult, I'll move it to the side. I still won't give him a thumbs down, but yeah, back then I listened to them.
I was going to ask if
They
you
don't
were
know.
honor bound as a Detroit resident to like have to give them a thumbs up because they're like part of stimulating the economy and shit.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know a lot of their music.
even Fago won't give him a deal.
Yeah, I honestly don't know a lot of their music. I know them more from WCW than anything, to be honest.
I know their first, as far as the Joker's albums go, or Joker's cards. I know the first 5 of them very well. I listened to them a lot.
I'm gonna give them a thumbs up because like they weren't trained musicians and they weren't trained wrestlers and they managed to find an avenue doing both, and I kind of respect that.
And now they got Vince Russo booking for them.
So there you go. That's the West Stage. That was Friday night, so we can move on
No,
to
you
Saturday.
forgot George Clinton.
Oh yeah, I did forget George Clinton, didn't I? I'll give him
Fuck
a
yeah.
thumbs up. Basically, just the idea of him. I haven't listened to that much of his music, but just him as a person. Good job.
Oh, just for House Party and PCU, thumbs up.
Well, there's a song with Outkast called Synthesizer that I really like. It's one of my favorite Outkast songs. So thumbs up based on that alone.
He did a song for a Playboy album, and I forget what the name of it is, but it was pretty fucking good.
Right on.
Yeah, Playboy had an album. Seriously.
Oh, I believe it.
Yep.
Playboy, the album.
Yep. So there was that. I mean, that was the first day, and we were already getting, like I said, Offspring was warning people to stop molesting women as they were crowd surfing. You knew this show was going off the rails, and the show was going off the rails from the start.
I mean, right from the get, people were pretty pissed off about the $4 bottles of water,
which was the same price as beer. So you had these people out there who would rather drink a beer. I mean, of course, in 110-degree heat.
Given that age group,
yeah.
I mean, when you were that age, you know damn well you would have bought the beer for $4 as opposed to the water too.
I would have, and I would have regretted it when I was probably in an ambulance. Which a lot of these people were. I mean, they were getting hypothermia. Hypothermia doesn't mean you're just cold. It just means your body is not right, and you're pretty much got nothing left
due to temperature.
Yeah,
whether it be too hot or too cold.
Yeah, I mean, they were having a lot of cases of that. Those ambulances seemed like they probably were leaving all night. So
probably,
but I mean, you've got, and they were already complaining about that, which ended up going really bad in the end, which we'll get to which we will get to once we get to the third day. But the show was going okay here on the first night. We get to anyone got what else? We got anything else on the first night?
Not really. I mean, to your point, if you mentioned the water bottles were $4, they eventually ended up becoming 12 at the end of the weekend, and they were also having.
That was day 3, I believe.
Yeah, they were having the Peace Patrol, who was their de facto security, confiscate any sort of food or water that was coming in the venue as soon as if you tried to bring anything in. But they were also turning a blind eye or being bribed if you wanted to bring in drugs. So that was
they were doing that, and literally they grabbed one of the guys and they were interviewing one of the security guards, and they're like, "Did you use that badge to get some pussy tonight?" He's like, "I did." These guys were, I mean, they said that the instructor basically all he did was give him the answers to the test and then gave him the test. Threw him out there, no training, no nothing.
And they were all like, kids for the most part.
And by the third night, most of them had quit. So, one of the things, by the third night, when they were interviewing, I forget which guy it was, but one of the guys said it turned into Lord of the Flies. If you've never seen Lord of the Flies, that's exactly what this was. This was the inmates running the asylum by the third night.
Yep.
I did think it was funny how that ended up transpiring, because I'm not the world's biggest fan of the Police, either the band or the concept, but they decided to use the Peace Force or Peace Patrol as a matter of they didn't want the police abusing power and pushing kids around, so they let kids police themselves, and the kids started abusing their power and pushing people around. So it's it's just a matter of if you give people power, inevitably
some took their shirt off and put their credentials in their pocket and went out and fucking partied with everybody else.
Yeah,
and I'm sure there was more than one guy, but I seen one guy. He said he sold his fucking shirt to somebody else for like $400 or something because he told them they could get it backstage with it. He's like, "Yeah, I sold it for $400. I had another fucking shirt in my bag. I just went and put that one on."
Yeah, oh my god, it was craziness there. But I'll tell you, those riot cops that showed up on the third night were actually more polite than the security was being. Those were actually usually I don't like riot cops. They are useless. They actually make things worse most of the time because they come in with this fucking swagger. They're tapping their nightsticks on their fucking shields. They bring fear, and basically they bring more tension to an already very tension situation. I'm not crazy about the riot cops, to be honest with you. I really feel that they just bring a lot way too much swagger, and they come in like they're big badasses, and they're trained wrong. But that's me. I'm a fan of police. Most you guys all know that. But anyway, we'll get into a bunch of that stuff because really we hadn't got into a lot of that yet. But I guess we can get down to the second day. Want to do that? Second
Sure.
day.
Yep.
Day 2, Saturday, July 24th, 1999. We're into day 2 now. And the first band up on East Stage was The Tragically Hip. Don't know.
Never really heard of them, but I do know that at one point, because the crowd was giving them shit, they decided to sing the Canadian national anthem because they are from Canada.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
And that was met with the crowd singing back the national anthem for America.
Oh, that wouldn't happen now. That would not happen now.
Because
and
I heard that their
Spitfire,
split didn't
once
go
again.
super well. I decided to listen to them a little bit. They're all right. It's like basically kind of like an REM type situation, like Canadian REM.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
So
not.
thumbs down.
Yeah, it was not a good fit for the clientele that they had brought. With the headliners.
No. And Spitfire. Spitfire once again kicked off the show on the West Stage. So that was another one we got there. And then we got Kid Rock. That's right, who immediately came out and told us his name was Kid. Okay.
Now, okay, I will say first off, I guess
I like the guy. I'm sorry.
it would be more streamlined if we
Yes.
just did thumbs up, thumbs down while you're reading this instead of having to cycle back.
Okay.
For that era of Kid Rock, I would be inclined to thumbs up, but like based on everything that happened afterwards, I'm just talking about musically, thumbs down. So like I don't really know what to do with that, so I'll just go thumbs down. But
He was a fucking rapper before that. He was on like ICP's first album and shit. It was awful.
Wow. Well, I don't know. I like the guy. Y'all got to remember, I was a little older than you during this time. I was,
Mhm.
21, 22. So
it was 8 or
a little different of a time for me. I was,
Yeah, I was 8.
What?
No, I was just saying I was 8.
I was 14.
So we're running the gamut here.
Yep.
Not really. I feel so old right now.
Well, no, it's cool though because it's different perspective.
Actually, I would have been 24, 23 at this time. When was this? July? Yeah, I would have been 23. My birthday would have been in a few days. My birthday is August 4th. So I would have been 23
Right on.
during this concert. So, and a band
Should have
called
been there.
Guster took to the West Stage. I don't even know who they are.
Me neither.
Wycliffe Jean was out there, or Jean.
Wycliffe
Jean.
Jean. Yep. Jean.
Yeah, Wyclef Jean. You got choked.
Yeah,
up.
he tried
He
to
came
reenact
This
Jimmy
Star
doing the
Spangled Banner.
fucking. Yep. Tried to light the
Yep.
guitar on fire. It wasn't working out. Just picked it up, started
No.
smashing it.
It wasn't working out at all. And now, before we get into any more bands, I just want to say by this time, water run low.
Mhm.
Bottled water, they said, was starting to run low. Now they had these fountains there that you could get water, but people were bathing in them.
Mhm.
People were literally soaping up in these troughs. And it's like, okay, well, that's not drinkable water anymore. And they said the showers were up to your knees with water. You were bathing in filth.
Yep.
By this time, I think this is right around the time on the second day when the porta potties were starting to overflow.
Yep.
So with the
'Cause they
water,
didn't have the sanitation coming in there and emptying the shit the way they were supposed to.
but they didn't because there were so many. So when water started flowing out of the, everywhere, it was mixing with shit and making mud. So these people thought that they were throwing and jumping around in mud, but really what they were doing was jumping around and covering themselves in shit too.
Mud over.
Human waste, shit and piss.
That's right.
Shit, piss, mud, fucking blood.
Plus, it was an old naval or not naval base, but Air Force base. So like, there's a little bit of fucking chemicals and shit mixed in the ground too, from all the fucking runoff from the fucking landing strips and all that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's chemicals too.
Yeah. This was at Griffiths Air Force Base. They were in Rome, New York for this one. It was nothing but asphalt, a runway. You know what an Air Force Base would look like.
Yep.
These people were just absolutely and just ridiculously. I mean, this is fucking Coachella nightmare. But
people were getting trench foot from running around
and trench mouth.
Yeah, I'm saying, then from it like soaking down into the ground and then coming back up through the water, it was people were getting trench mouth. There was E. coli in the shit. And
I would bet there were probably thousands of pink eye cases.
Yeah. And the reason so much water started to run is because people were bathing in the fucking shit. So like there was a giant line, people got sick of waiting, so they started breaking the pipes along the way there.
Yep.
So that they could get water there. And then that kind of helped flood everything out more.
And then, like, even the showers you were saying they provided for people, like, basically communal showers. So you were showering with a bunch of other random dudes or females. And there was, like, a little, basically, like, tarp that they would use to sort of, like, block the females and males. And the guys were just pulling the tarp back and just looking at the females.
Exactly, which was not a fucking good thing to be doing, but that's what fucking assholes in the 90s were doing.
Yep.
Okay, we mentioned Wycliffe and Bruce Hornsby.
Never
I'm a fan of Bruce Hornsby. I like Bruce Hornsby. That's just the way it is. Some things will never change.
Okay, now I do know that song.
Bruce Hornsby and the Range.
See, also not the guy who sings "You've Got the Touch." You've got the touch. You got the power.
Does he? I don't know about that.
I think so. I could be wrong.
He might. I think he might.
Not a great song to play there, though.
For true. Yes.
Songs just kept getting worse. Then we go back. Next up after those two were Counting Crows on the East stage.
Thumbs down.
I like some of their songs. Not all of them, but probably like two.
They were there, Mr. Jones and me, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Jones and me. No,
yep.
Right.
You got it. And on the West stage was Everclear.
The biggest thumbs down that I could possibly give. Like he would.
Yeah, that guy's a dick.
Just fuck
that guy's totally a dick.
Let's see. True North says, "What am I supposed to do with hundreds of Hulk Hogan hates black people jokes that I wrote?"
Just keep
them in. I'll read all of them.
We might. We'll have to review a Hulk Hogan movie, and we can talk about all of them. Yeah, there we go.
Suburban Commando.
There you go. And what are the Mr. Nanny and all those good ones we'll do.
Good
so,
ones.
All right. Yeah. Oh, wow. A unanimous fuck Art and Everclear. Awesome. I love that. Fuck that guy. Guy's a douche.
All the good ones. That's what Hulk Hogan called the black guys in WWE. The good ones.
Well, we'll be talking about some. No, I'm just kidding. So next up on the East stage is Dave Matthews Band, where he got up there and was doing his thing like he does.
Two things. First off, as a Chicagoan, I'm honored
so many titties
because he dumped shit on my people. And also him saying that there was an abundance of titties was the most skin crawling thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. It's the way he said there's like an abundance of titties.
It gave me Buffalo Bill vibes, you know? I'd see some titties. I'd like to see some titties.
Weird,
I mean, that was probably the first and only pairs that he'd seen, but you know.
It might have been.
Hard fuck you.
Put the lotion in the basket, Cheryl Crow.
But you fuck me. Yeah.
Goodbye, horses.
All right, and Ice Cube on the West stage. Fuck yeah, I love Ice Cube. Fucking love Ice Cube. Love Ice Cube. So that was good. Alanis Morissette up on the east stage. We already kind of talked a little bit about her. I don't think we're really fans.
Yeah,
But she
mainly
had a couple of good songs.
It's like rain on your wedding day.
She was good in Dogma. The end.
She was.
She didn't have any lines. That's what made her good. She didn't
giggled.
speak.
She giggled.
She went,
Wah. She booped and giggled.
Yeah.
That's about it. And on the West Stage was Los Lobos, who y'all might not have heard of
gang
them.
in a Grand Theft Auto game. Or no.
Kind of Diablos.
The
Diablos.
Yeah.
They're actually, if you've ever watched the movie La Bamba, they did all the singing in that movie. And they were very famous for the song for covering La Bamba. They had a huge hit with that in the 80s and 90s.
Right now?
I thought Cheese was talking, but he's just not.
I was telling my dog to fuck off.
Oh, okay.
I don't know enough about them to go one way or the other, so just
I like them. They've been in many, many movies. They're actually in the La Bamba movie. They're playing.
How many Bruce Willis
La Bamba.
movies are they in?
0.
Surprised you like that.
I don't think they're in any. I don't think they are. Not that I remember. They could be. They could be. So now we get to talk about the big one. This is where we're going to definitely start talking about this is where the concert definitely started going off the rails with Limp Bizkit. I like Limp Bizkit. I lived in Florida. I had a Limp Bizkit CD from a girl who lived in Jacksonville. So I was actually bumping Limp Bizkit before they were even on the radio.
I'm guilty of liking Significant Other when I was younger. Now I'm like, There's still a couple songs on there though that like I'll still jam today. No, not Nookie, not Break Stuff.
I had the cassette tape that I got from Walmart as a child that I convinced my mother to buy for me. And it was, if you know anything about buying music from Walmart, all of these swear words were edited out. So that was like
edited.
I heard like 25% of the album Significant Other.
Yeah, they're all edited from there. So this is where Limp Bizkit came on, and we had Mickey Hart and Planet Drum on the West Stage. I don't know who they are.
Never heard of them.
But as far as Limp Bizkit, this is kind of where all the things we've mentioned were starting to kind of culminate. The heat, the lack of water, the price of water, which would be about $7.50 today, $4 for a water, about $7.50. They were so that was all going, just exhaustion, and like I said, the fact that they were not. When the concert was over at 2 or 3 in the morning, they were having raves till 5 or 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
These people were fucking exhausted.
They weren't recharging
too. They weren't.
I feel like they missed an opportunity, and by they I mean one specific member of Limp Bizkit missed the opportunity to do one of the most fun things. Because like how fucking it's like 4 in the morning, you've been taking acid, like fucking LSD and shit, and like you're at a rave, like about to fucking die of heat stroke at any minute. You just like turn to your left or you look behind you. Like how scary would it be to see fucking Westport, like just full on face paint, get up? Like, I would have a fucking panic attack if I saw that shit.
Fun fact: Matty Icing was fucking terrified of Westmoreland because see he would have been like 4 at this time, and yeah, when Westmoreland got there with his face painted and his eyes all blacked out, it fucking terrified my little brother. He thought he was so scary.
I can see it.
I could not watch a Limp Bizkit music video with him around because he would freak the fuck out and my mom would scream at me.
Oh, that sucks. So let's just this Limp Bizkit set. Limp Bizkit always did come out. They had a very high energy act. Fred Durst was, he'd come out jumping itself. They have the fucking chainsaw sounding DJ, and it was new metal. as I said before, grunge was dying and new metal was picking up. Korn, Limp Bizkit, Kid Rock, a lot of that. So it was definitely becoming a new genre. So Limp Bizkit comes out, and the crowd's already getting a little wild. Now, granted, Fred Durst couldn't have known this. He was on stage. But the crowd started, and Smark, I'm sure you might know, probably know more than me on this now. The crowd started to literally, as the set was going on, they were tearing up the place.
Mhm.
They were tearing the plywood off of the towers and passing it through the crowd. Now, Fred Durst really could not have known that they weren't supposed to be doing this. So what does he say? That's some tight shit right there, buddy. Hell yeah. You see what the people are doing. They're passing the plywood right here. Anyone who watching this can see the picture I just posted. They're passing the plywood down. This is so fucking dangerous. Okay. First of all, you fall, you die. Number one. Number two, that thing falls, everyone dies, and people on the ground. This could have turned so deadly, it's not even fucking funny.
For sure.
But anyway, Fred Durst was doing nothing to kind of quell this. They even told him to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say what's funny is if you actually like watch the full sets on YouTube, if you watch the Limp Bizkit set, this takes so fucking long. Like he sees it and he wants to do it, and then he has like what feels like a 20-minute negotiation between him and his like security team on how to get out there and how he can do the crowd surfing thing. And it's just like the band has to play behind him to sort of kill time. And it's like it's very awkward.
And this was after he was told to quell the crowd, calm the crowd, please. And he didn't even bat an eye. He went out there, motherfuck this, motherfuck that, fuck. And he went out there and got him more hyped up, went out and got in the middle of the crowd, was jumping on the fucking thing, on the plywood surfing.
Yep.
So that was.
He didn't handle it great, but bad on the promoters for expecting the band to fucking cover their ass too.
You know what? I gotta say, a lot of people may blame Limp Bizkit for this whole thing going, but the fucking real riots happened the night after.
Fred
Durst could have didn't handle it right, as you said. Might have been able to quiet the crowd down, but
I don't think so.
Limp Bizkit is not the band I would expect to go out there and quiet down a crowd. That is not what Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit did. That's not what they should be doing.
Right.
So, but
the one promoter, Sheer or whatever, he was such a fucking tool for basically blaming the whole fucking thing on Fred Durst. It's like, shut the fuck up.
And I'm sitting there like, by the end of this, I'm like, this all fucking happened the next day. How is this Fred Durst? He wasn't even there. He was gone.
That is the thing, is that they were the band out of all the bands that caught the most amount of flack for what happened. And if you think about it, what exactly is it that you're blaming them for? Because like you said, the fires happened Sunday night.
Yep.
They performed Limp Bizkit performed on Friday night, or Saturday night, rather, sorry.
Right.
Limp Bizkit performed on Saturday night. The throwing things on stage happened Friday night. I mean, among the rest of the days as well. But that started Friday night, because if you look at the Offspring set, there was shit all over the stage.
That started Friday.
Yeah, and the groping, like you mentioned, was mentioned by the Offspring on Friday night. So the groping happened Friday, throwing shit on stage happened Friday, the fires happened Sunday. What is it that you're blaming them for? Like, what is it that you're saying that they did? Because all the bad shit happened throughout the weekend.
Not only the fires happened Sunday, they started tearing down the fence on Sunday. They started tearing down the towers more on Sunday. They broke into the food supply truck on Sunday.
Yep. But it was because he got them so fired up on Saturday. That's what it was.
Oh, okay. So it couldn't have been the fact that they were all up one more fucking night and that fueled the fire. I think blaming Fred Durst for the whole fucking whatever you want to call it, riot, is pretty fucking ridiculous. When I by the time I got to the end, I'm like, yeah, he fucked up. He had a rough set, but he's got nothing to do with the night after. Nothing.
Yeah, like he didn't have to come right out and be like, "Yeah, fucking let out all your negative energy and your hate. Just fucking let it build up. And when the song comes back in, just fucking let it all out." Like, yeah, no, that was kind of the wrong way to approach it. But again,
Yeah, but
not blaming it all on Fred Durst.
No,
He could have
did
been a little chiller about it.
He did get his, he did what he's supposed to do. He went out there and entertained his fucking audience. He went out there. I mean, this is what this song was about. If you watch the music video, it's believe it or not, it's kind of a fun song. But he did go out there and I want you to build up all that energy. And when this song kicks in, I want you to kick in. It was like
90% of that crowd was there to see Limp Bizkit and Korn. Everybody else was just kind of like, oh, well, they're there too.
And
majority of the people were there. Yeah. I'd say 70% for Metallica. Korn and Limp Bizkit were definitely at the top of 90%, if not more, of the people's list.
Yeah, we just said that it was new metal kicking in at this time. This was it. This was the time it started. So I mean, I'm not really much. I'm not really sure how much more we can say on Limp Bizkit. They did what they did, but to throw all the blame on them is kind of like, not sure that's the best thing to do.
Yeah,
right.
But who am I? So, are we any more on Limp, or you want to move on?
No, just like getting back to the promoter Shearer or whatever the fuck his name was. He literally blamed everything on Fred Durst and MTV, or more specifically Kurt Loder. And it's like, you guys cut corners at every fucking turn to make a bigger fucking profit, and that was what really set people off. You fucking sourced out the food. Go ahead.
No, that's the funniest shit is they blame an MTV, and they're like, well, the problem was that MTV was reporting about what was happening. It's like, yeah, everything they reported actually happened.
Exactly.
Yeah. But they were just focusing on the negative.
Well, yeah.
There was just a few knuckleheads.
Like, it wasn't even close to as. That's what was pissing me off too. Is that guy? It wasn't even close to as bad as they were talking about. And it's like, are you watching the same documentary I am?
Did you see any of the footage?
Did you see the last 30 minutes of this fucking documentary, dude? I mean, unbelievable.
Funny, I didn't even find the documentary you guys been referencing much until today. The one on HBO.
Yeah,
I watched the one on Netflix a couple times, and I listened. I hate to do this on your show, I guess, but I give them a bit of a plug. A podcast called Disaster Hour did a two-part episode on it. It was fucking awesome. Like, they were very informative. Yeah. Shout out to Ian, by the way. It's his birthday.
Oh, cool.
Happy birthday, Ian. There you go. Yeah, there was just, they were just looking for anyone to blame. Let's blame Limp Bizkit and MTV. Fuck MTV for spinning this like shit isn't, like things are actually happening here that are actually happening. And Limp Bizkit, let's blame them for what happened the night before? No. It was mismanaged. And I'm sorry, by 1999, these kind of festivals just aren't going to happen anymore. This is not the crowd that you wanted at these kind of festivals. Just wasn't. Move on. Next band.
Mm-hmm.
Rage Against the Machine, which really didn't help calm the crowd down. And the Chemical Brothers were on the West.
So, given what their music is about, yeah, they may not have said anything specifically to rile up the crowd, but just their songs in general and what they're about is going to rile up the crowd.
It is, and they're another one. You've got the fucking,
very political band.
Very political, great music. My God, the bass guitar from fucking Morello is unbelievable in that thing.
Now, he obviously won't admit to there ever being anything wrong that happened, but just imagine that you're either one of the promoters and shit's getting tense, they're breaking things, they're throwing things. It's like, all right, well, the crowd's getting a little bit antsy. It's like, who do we got coming up next? Like, fuck.
Oh,
Like, we did
fuck.
not.
Right.
We did not put
Son
good
of
thought
a
into
bitch.
My God, put Willie Nelson up there. Oh, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Rage, we're moving you to tomorrow.
You're
we're gonna put you
opening tomorrow.
Yeah.
We're gonna
For
put you in the
Willie.
fucking rave. We're putting you in the rave hangar. We're gonna get Moby out here to try to calm people down.
Oh, I can't take Moby. He's bitching about being scared.
Yeah.
I'm a
Rage
skinny little
Against the
guy with a
Machine.
beard and a bald head.
Rage Against the Machine was huge at this time too. Like
Oh
Battle of
my
Los Angeles was a fucking amazing album.
Dude,
Mhm.
all their, I mean, and they got way more radio play than I think they were supposed to ever get, but they were awesome. Great fucking music.
I mean, they mentioned the Matrix in the documentary. Their music was at the very end of the first Matrix movie.
Yeah.
It was the closing scene music.
Yep.
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 And I've heard Bulls on Parade so many times, I don't care. Like, it still hits so fucking hard when you hear it. That fucking song is awesome.
Packers fan, Boxman's version of hell is Lilith Fest. I think that's a lot of people's version of hell, to be honest with you. I don't think it's just me.
I mean,
Mhm.
to be fair, Lilith was the queen of the demons, so it makes sense.
Yeah. And honestly, dude, I could probably handle it if I was there. I would just drink a lot. And the last band to go on that night was Metallica. And there was no one on the West stage.
Oh,
I will
yeah.
almost bet that was part of Metallica's contract, is if we're up, no one else is up.
Probably.
I
I like their music, but like as people, I don't fucking care for them. Especially Lars. Lars
Yeah,
is a bitch.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and they even brought up Napster and what was going on with Metallica during this time here, which I was actually glad they brought that up, because this was definitely again, turn of the century. Computers were just getting, I mean, there were people that still didn't have computers in their house in 1999, believe it or not.
Yeah, the internet was basically still in its infancy.
Absolutely. So the little things like, I mean, you know, you can download certain songs now in seconds, literally seconds. This would take you about a half a day to download a little 70 megabyte song.
Yep.
Good fucking luck if it was actually going to be the song that you actually wanted to download or hear.
Oh,
Right.
oh,
It'd be labeled as one thing, but then when you get it, like, hey, what the fuck?
Or it would cut off in the middle, or
you have a DJ over your shit.
yeah, or some guy had a tape that sounded like a guy. Oh, the tape slipped. It got stuck. It skipped. Oh, he had scotch tape there, I bet. Okay.
I have a feeling that the guy that made this documentary was not particularly fond of Metallica, because I understand the idea. Like, it was topical to bring up the Napster thing, but they bring up the Napster thing and then just immediately cut to Dave Mustaine. It's like, come on, talk shit about him. Talk shit about him. Do it.
He's like, my brain's telling me no, but you all are telling me do it. I'm like, oh, Dave, come on, man. Come on.
Like, come on, Lars. Do you really need more money?
I mean, this guy Dave Mustaine has not ever been very complimentary of Metallica. I don't know why he held back in this fucking documentary. I don't have a clue.
Caught him on a good day.
I mean, maybe he had a record deal going with the same company. I don't know.
But yeah, like I said, I love the band. I don't like them as people, but fucking And Justice for All, definitely one of my top 5 albums probably of all fucking time. It was.
Yep.
No. Yeah.
No, we all
in case
locked up
everybody
for a
didn't hear
second.
that. Yeah. And Justice for All, top 5 album of all time for sure.
Yes.
It's kind of what paved the way to me loving metal. Like, I'm a big fan of fucking metal. And yeah, And Justice for All, I think, started that.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff.
I know most people like Master of Puppets. That's usually a lot of people's number one. Some people like Ride the Lightning the best, but for me, it was And Justice for All. That was a fucking amazing album. It was 9 tracks and it was 76 fucking minutes long.
Yeah. They got some good ones on all 3 of them.
Bands now put out fucking 20 tracks on a CD and it comes up to 36 minutes. Like, what the fuck is this? I want my money back. Well, I don't buy CDs anymore, but when I was buying them.
Fucking tapping a drum machine thinking they're making music.
It's funny that you say that because like now there's everybody that just like streams it. I couldn't be happier if it's like 40 minutes or less. It's like fuck yeah.
Yeah.
No, I want the long songs or the long fucking albums.
Just play it twice. Put it on loop. Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the last day. And we'll probably get to the whole last day of bands, and then we'll get to what happened on the last day. Actually, you know what? We'll wait till we get to the Chili Peppers. That's what we'll do. We'll wait till we get to the Chili Peppers, which is far down. So to kick off the East Stage on Sunday, July 25th, Willie Nelson.
That poor guy.
Thumbs up and Willie. I love Willie. I do. I've listened to Willie since I was a little.
Give him a thumbs in the middle.
Not that kind of Willie. I've heard Willie Nelson since I was a kid. My dad loves him, always has, and he's just a cool guy. Even at his age now, I'd still want to hang out with Willie and smoke a joint. Still.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's really cool. And once again, Spitfire.
What the
They
fuck?
They were really pushing Spitfire on that West Stage in the morning.
Apparently,
Like,
all 3 fucking days, and I've never heard of them.
I haven't either. I don't know who the fuck they are.
I have to
But
look this
Willie
shit.
Nelson, I absolutely fucking love that guy. That guy is such an awesome dude. I would have loved to have seen that act. I can just imagine all these fuckers out there listening to Willie Nelson singing fucking Highwayman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and talking about, you know, all his just I can't even imagine this crowd listening to Willie Nelson.
Oh, good God. I just looked it up on YouTube. And like the first thing that comes up is a song by The Prodigy called Spitfire. And then Spitfire fucking Supermarine Planes. And then after you scroll down a few spots, you find Eurobeat Go To Volume 1 Spitfire. It's Eurobeat. I don't know what that is, but it can't be good.
That sounds like techno.
And,
That sounds
and here's the
techno-ish.
picture of them too.
Oh, that's techno-ish.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it looks like Prodigy and Creed had kids.
These guys.
Well, okay, now according to the website, which is still active, Woodstock99.com,
Really?
Spitfire is an American metalcore band from Virginia Beach, Virginia. They first formed in the late 90s and were previously signed to Goodfellow Records. That's really all. They have a song. No, they don't post a song. They post an interview, which is wild because the interview is on YouTube. So like somebody is like actively keeping up with this website, Woodstock99.com.
Interesting. Well, it's still talked about. I mean, we're fucking talking about it.
I finally found a song by them.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. It sounds like some shit I'd listen to, honestly.
I've never heard of him.
It's like some speed thrash shit.
Anyway,
Okay,
let's get to the
I'm done.
East Stage again. Brian Setzer Orchestra and Mike Ness on the West Stage. Brian Setzer, I like.
I don't know who that is. Is that like part of the they were trying to do like a swing revival situation like back in the day?
Yeah,
think so.
Brian Setzer's been doing this for a very long time. He's been in a bunch of movies. That's his style. He was the Stray Cats. He was the lead singer of the Stray Cats from the 80s band, the Stray Cats Strut.
No, we're too young, Box.
No, I apologize. I just dated myself. He was in Virtuosity. He was one of the bands. I think it was Virtuosity with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe. He's been in a few movies. He was in The Great White Hype with Samuel L. Jackson and
motherfucker.
Samuel Jackson, Peter Berg, and John Lovitz were in that movie.
Sounds off.
So, no, very funny movie. Very funny movie. Peter Berg is awesome. I love Peter Berg.
You lost me at John Lovitz, that's all.
Come on, he's part of the tribe.
Every time I hear his name, I think of fucking Greg Giraldo at the Rose. Like, John Lovitz, you fucking gay weeble.
And he probably
immediately
laughed.
comes to mind.
And he probably
He
laughed.
He just had that creepy smile on his face. That's all. He didn't laugh. He just had that creepy smile on his face.
I like that guy. He's in Wedding Singer. Love him in Wedding Singer.
He was supposed to be in Bad Boys, which is wild. I forget who he was supposed to replace. I don't remember if it was Martin or the other guy. I can't remember his name for some reason, but he was supposed to be in Bad Boys.
I enjoyed seeing John Lovitz get raped by the big bird on Little Nicky, I think it was.
There you go.
Haven't seen that one. I need to.
He gets raped by a large bird. It's worth checking out.
Just for that, I agree. Once again, Everlast. We know what that was. Well, that was a no for all of us. Our Lady Peace wasn't very big
Everclear?
at this time. Yeah,
Everlast and Everclear are different.
Sorry, Everlast.
Oh, okay.
They were good.
Yeah, I'll give them a thumbs up. Fuck it.
Everlast, I actually like. I mixed up my bands.
A very light thumbs up, but yeah, I'll give him a thumbs up.
If I remember, this was a solo project. The lead singer of Cypress Hill, one of the guys from Cypress Hill. Is that what it was?
No, it was House of Pain. Yeah,
House of Pain. Thank you.
but he was in House of Pain with DJ Lethal and dude from Cypress Hill. Be Real. I think they were all in House of Pain together.
And this is Be Real, isn't it?
No, Everlast is different from Be Real.
I've heard. I mean, Everlast has a song in the movie Big Daddy. If you've that I do know, and I've heard
a song in the soundtrack for End of Days. It's probably my favorite Everlast song.
Yep,
he was doing all right for himself, and then he made the mistake of getting into a beef with Eminem, and that was.
And that was the end of Everlast, like it is with anybody who comes into a beef with Eminem. Speaking of beef with Eminem, fuck Moby.
That was. Wow, yeah, that was prime Eminem too. So that poor man got slaughtered. Like that was actually put effort into lyrics. It was like, oof, tough break for him.
I'm making fun of him all night. It's just about time y'all got on the fuck Moby train.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then we had Elvis Costello on the East and Rusted Root. I don't know a shitload of songs by Elvis Costello, but I do. The songs I know, I actually like.
He did a guest spot on 30 Rock, so I'll give him a thumbs up for that.
There you go. He was in the second Austin Powers movie.
I'll give him a thumbs up. I only know a couple of his songs, but they're all tolerable.
Actually, he was in Talladega Nights. When Will Ferrell walks into the French guy's house, and Mos Def and Elvis Costello at the table, and he goes, "Is that Mos Def and Elvis Costello?" And he goes, "No." Sacha Baron Cohen does. No,
yeah. A different SB scene.
Mm.
It was
not Sacha Baron Corbin.
No, right, different one. And Rusted Root, I like Rusted Root.
Not familiar with them.
They're one of those long. I guess you could kind of compare them to kind of Grateful Dead-ish. This was probably the closest they were going to get to Grateful Dead in 1999. Then we go once again on the East stage. We got Jewel. They threw one. I love how they made sure to go in and say, boy, it was amazing how they put one woman on each night, like there was some sort of quota. It was a little suspicious how they did this.
Counterpoint to that, though,
Mm-hmm.
Who would you have put on there? Because I was going through, like I literally looked up, and I have it. I can probably pull it up right here. Actually, there's a list of like the female artists that had albums out that year. You eliminate Britney Spears. You eliminate Christina Aguilera. You eliminate Jennifer Lopez because none of that shit was going to fly there.
No.
You're basically left with Lauryn Hill. Probably wouldn't have worked.
Not with white people.
Probably would have. Actually, that might. I mean, they had Ice Cube out there. Ice Cube wasn't on the documentary saying they were pissing me off.
Yeah,
but Lauryn Hill hated white people, so
yes, a group of angry white men.
True,
not the ideal crowd for Lauryn. As soon as one "Show Your Tits" chant started, it was going to be over.
Yeah.
Yeah, she might have just done it. You never know.
Perhaps
they had a better chance with Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
That was actually the first person that came to my mind, and apparently she didn't have an album out until the year later. Well, she had an album out, but it was like in '96 or something. So it was like '96 and then 2000. I think Little Kim would have been perfect for that though.
Yeah.
But if you look up, like I just found his from Rate Your Music, like female artists that were out at the time that had albums out that year, Bjork. That would have been interesting. I don't know how the fuck they would have reacted to Bjork.
She was playing Coachella.
Now, this one's funny. The Vangables. So it's like it's guys and girls, but it's the fucking Europop. The fucking boom 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 boom. That would have been fun.
I don't see why they didn't bring back the Cranberries, because they had them at '94. So like that was one of their biggest acts in '94. They probably should have brought them back in '99.
Cranberries had an album out at that time. Fiona Apple, that probably would have worked.
Maybe.
I mean, given the other women that were there, yeah, that's fine. Shania Twain is not the right genre.
Not much different than Jewel, really, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Given the other women that were there, Fiona Apple would have been fine, I guess.
Yeah.
Madonna had an album out. I don't think she would have done it. I think she was probably too big for it.
She wouldn't have.
And then there's a bunch of other ones, but the two that like I find interesting, like Macy Gray had an album out. I think that would have worked. And then TLC had an album out that would have worked, but I don't think you want Left Eye around when they're starting fighters.
Right.
No. She's gonna start stabbing motherfuckers.
Run, Rodney Pete, run.
No, that ain't gonna work. And then they had Seven Dust on the West stage.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, we all like Seven Dust.
Fuck yeah. I've seen Seven Dust like 5 times. One of the bands I've seen the most. And the funny thing is, I didn't even really go to see them any of the time. They just happened to be there with other bands I was seeing. So it worked out.
Nice.
But Seven Dust's first 4 albums, again, fucking amazing. Love them.
Wow. All right. I'm just getting rid of some stuff here so I can be. All right. Then we had the next act up was Creed. Now, Creed brought up Robbie Krieger of The Doors, the guitar player.
Nobody knew who the fuck he was.
No one knew. No one cared. And the second he touched that guitar, it played that song, you heard that Doors sound come out of it. And the crowd could not have given 2 fucks.
And the crowd goes mild.
They didn't give a fuck. They were more happy for Collective Soul on the West stage. I like Collective Soul. Thumbs up.
Couple songs.
Yeah, they really only had a few big songs. They only had 1 or 2 albums. I think.
Scott Stapp's up there. Can you gape me wider?
Please stop throwing feces. Please don't throw your shit at me.
It's getting in my eyes. Okay.
No, at that time I did used to listen to Creed, I'll admit, but I am not a fan of Creed. One song, What If? That's still not too bad. Yeah, I know. They're all of a sudden popular and shit again. Like, what the fuck happened? How? Of all the bands from that era, how the hell did Creed make a comeback?
He apologized for being a douchebag.
Yeah.
That was really all it took. Everyone just thought he was a douchebag. He apologized for being such a douchebag back in the day. And everyone's like, oh, you're cool now. Then he showed up on some TV show and they were like, hey, we kind of like that guy.
He got so pissy too because people would like refer to them as a Christian band. So we're not a Christian band. It's like fucking Creed is literally another word for religion. And your fucking songs had huge religious undertones.
Yeah.
So of course they thought maybe you were a fucking Christian band.
Wait. Huh? Oh, yeah.
She was like, I love Creed.
Yeah. No, it's not what she said. I promise it's not.
So
no, but yeah, basically he apologized for being a douchebag. That worked. So he sent my wife a quick text here. She need to ask me for a code or something.
So fun fact, the rapper T.I. apparently stopped Scott Stapp of Creed from killing himself. So that's the fun fact of the day.
There you go.
Fuck you, T.I. No, I'm just kidding. And that much.
Which is why T.I. is my least favorite rapper. Anyway.
Yeah. You, T.I.
Oh, wow. So we then had, Jesus, that was rough. We then had the Red Hot Chili Peppers up there.
With Riz slit open, bleeding in the tub.
With Flea's cock swinging around. And the crowd at this point was getting rough. This is what we mentioned. They were breaking into the food trucks. They were tearing down the fence. They were starting fires.
Yeah.
Now we forgot to mention there was
you're probably about to bring up what I was going to bring up. Go ahead.
Yeah, there was a group there,
PAX,
called PAX, PAX, and they were doing a very good thing. This was also right after Columbine, the shooting at Columbine. Everyone, I'm sure, knows all about that. And they were doing a thing about
Clueless. Tell me more. I'm just kidding.
They were doing a thing about gun violence. They were anti-gun violence, and they were doing basically a petition. And everyone who came up and got a candle. And they were supposed to do a very sweet, very nice vigil for the victims of Columbine. And that's what they were going to do. So everyone had candles.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. And so what happens here is during the Red Hot Chili Peppers set, people are starting to light fires. So they go out and they tell Anthony Kiedis, I think that's how you say his name.
Kiedis, yeah.
Kiedis. You want another fun fact?
Oh.
You guys ever seen Lethal Weapon, the first one?
Yes.
There's a guy right in the beginning of the movie, right when Mel Gibson is in the Christmas tree place. There's a guy with long black hair right there in front that he's talking to. Mm-hmm. That is Anthony Kiedis' father.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
You ever seen, I think it's called The Chase with Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, I reviewed it.
Yeah, so Anthony Kiedis and Flea are driving that fucking SUV and they're trying to run his ass off the road.
Yep. Shit, he was in Point Break, Anthony. But he was supposed to have a much bigger part, but he was fucked up and never showed up, and they ended up cutting his part, almost cutting his whole part out for Point Break. But anyway, we're not talking those movies tonight. But I did think I learned that little fact today about the guy from Lethal Weapon. I didn't know that was his father. But you look at him and you're like, that makes sense if you look at the guy. That definitely, yeah, I can see that. So they go up and they tell him, dude, people are starting fires. You think you could maybe calm them down a little bit? And he shakes his head yes, and he walks up.
I got you.
And
it was the mayor of Rome, by the way.
What do they do? They start doing Jimi Hendrix Fire. Let me stand next to your fire.
Well, supposedly Jimi Hendrix's family had asked them to play that song as a tribute to him.
It was supposed to be a tribute.
I don't know how much we want to believe that, but
it was supposed to be. I would say probably, yeah. It was definitely supposed to be a tribute, but did not come out that way. So that's what happened, and the riots started getting worse right around this time. Much worse. So we had Godsmack on the other stage, who wasn't very big at this time. I like some Godsmack songs.
But from what I've heard, they put on a great show at the fucking Woodstock too. Like it doesn't get talked about in any of the documentaries, but from everything I've heard, like they did really fucking good.
They're a good band. I've seen them live before. I saw them live at like a festival like this, but not this violent. I saw them, and they were again on a side stage on stage 2. So they weren't very. It took them a while to get popular. Plus, their lead singer.
It was probably right as it was probably right as they just released their first big hit, which I don't remember what the hell it's called now, but
whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. Then they had I don't know, but that guy can do a rock scream like no one else.
That man has the most Bostonian accent of all the Bostonian accents to have a Bostonian accent.
It is pretty bad.
Somewhere Mark Wahlberg says challenge accepted.
Oh, yeah. His is pretty bad if he doesn't try to hide it. So as this place is being torn apart, Megadeth is wrapping up the whole show, and he doesn't really know what's going on either because
I don't know how, because you can look out the stage and see fires everywhere.
He didn't seem to care. Didn't seem to care. He was just playing. He's like, he's just up there thinking, "Oh, fuck Metallica." But
hope someone's penetrating Lars Ulrich right now.
Metallica didn't get this kind of fucking response. They weren't setting fires for his shit, motherfucker.
You guys fires, I just thought to myself, I hope Lars is in there. I mean,
you guys.
I do wonder if you're Dave Mustaine, how do you feel? Because I feel like he's probably somebody that has the ego that would be like pissed off that like they weren't setting fires like at their show. Because it's just like honestly, I never even really, until I was watching the documentary again last night, gave thought to the fact that Megadeth was also performing at the same time. It just seemed like nobody gave a fuck. Like, I'm sure there was plenty of people there at the show, but like nobody ever really talked about that.
Well, because during this show there were riot cops. First of all, people were starting to leave. They were trying to get the hell out of there. There were riots there. There were riot cops out in the getting people out of there. And Megadeth's just up there playing his show like there's still 20,000 people there. He didn't give a shit. What does he care? I'm being paid. Fuck you. There's no one on the fucking West stage anyway. Screw him.
Right.
I'll bet he was another one that said, if I go up, no one else can be up when I'm up. So
maybe.
As you said, the ego probably got him there. But that was just the show. We hadn't even brought up the Dave dying yet.
Mm-hmm.
We have not even brought that up yet. And there were
that was at the end of the night.
This show turned out to, I mean, I get they had good intentions for the show. They were trying to recreate the peace, the love. But when you have 3 days of metal bands, mostly, you're not going to get peace and love.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not going to happen. Not in mosh pits. And the mosh pits here were out of fucking control, according to a lot of people that were on that documentary.
From what they showed, I thought Korn had the coolest one. Just like that crowd was in waves. It was fucking nuts.
Yeah, and I like how he explained it. He's like, because they had 3 different PA systems, so you could see sound traveling, that far back. And I mean, that was the 90s, dude. We jumped and we moshed. We didn't dance. We jumped and we hit each other. That's what we fucking did in the 90s. That's why every fucking person that grew up in the 90s has very well-defined calves. Very well-defined calves. We all jumped a lot. Was what we did. But you also have to remember at this time, the security, by the time Megadeth had gone on, most of the security was gone already. They had quit. And as I said, the inmates were running the asylum. They were looting ATMs. They were looting food trailers. So now they had free water, free beer, free food, plus some cash. And right as the event was ending, Megadeth was up there. So he might have just been trying to make the best of whatever, whoever was left. But as I said before, I think the best way to describe the third night was, I forget who said it, but he said it was like Lord of the Flies. And I went,
I think it was just one of the concert goers.
I think it was too. I think it was one of the, I think it was the kind of heavier blonde haired kid. And he said it was like Lord of the Flies. If you've ever seen the Lord of the Flies movie or read the book, definitely that's exactly what it was like. It was like a bunch of little kids on their own with no supervision and no care in the world. Inmates were running the asylum. crazy fucking times. But
Yeah, not a fuck was found to be given.
nope. Nowhere. Now, let's talk a little bit. There was a guy in the documentary that was there was a guy named David who went with a friend named Dave and a couple other guys. And I believe it was him who I think that was who they were telling was keeping the journal during the show. It was Dave, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was keeping a journal, and one of the last entries in his journal was that he was going to go try to get in the pit for Metallica on the second night. He tried to get in the pit. It wasn't working. And the third day they're looking for him. His friends are looking for him. They never found him. Until later that day, they found out that he had been suffering from hypothermia, exhaustion, and they went to use the paddles, the defibrillator on him, and it killed him.
No,
somehow.
Dave's not here, man.
No, Dave's not here, man. And their friend was gone. That I can't. The part that hit me there.
David DeRosia.
Yeah. Well, the part that hit me was when the guy went, "We got to call his mom." And I'm like, oh my God. Imagine that mom. My son went to a fucking concert and he's not coming back.
Right.
He was 24.
Can't even imagine. Your son's going to a fucking concert and gone. So after all the hoopla of the show, 44 arrests were made. 8 sexual assaults were reported, including 4 of those being rapes. So 4 of the 8, so half of those were rapes. Estimated there were hundreds more not reported.
Which, given the videos that they showed, it's definitely
Definitely absolutely
right.
And I mean, like I said, there were titties everywhere. These girls were basically naked. Some of the girls were fully naked, putting body paint on just to keep cool. But you know, and as I was saying, they blamed Fred Durst for everything. And I really don't feel that was fair. I think the Chili Peppers might have done more than Fred Durst.
Potential.
So, all in all, I kind of wouldn't have minded being there at that concert. It would have been fun. I would have been 23, like I said. It would have been a good time.
One of the guys that died, he died of heat stroke, and he was like 43 or something like that, I think. But like, he took his like 14-year-old stepson and some of his friends. Like that might be more awful than Dave. Like, but now there's a bunch of kids there, and the fucking adult chaperone that brought them is dead. What the fuck?
I'll tell you though, it if you go back to the first one, and you kind of go through the years, we get to 1999. Like I said, there was a shift in, I hate to say the younger generation was just not the younger generation. I would say there was a lot of douchebags in the 90s. There was. You had, I mean, we've already mentioned it all. You had all that stuff coming out. You had Fight Club. You had all this. There was definitely an anger in the music of the late 90s, the new metal especially. There was definitely a sort of anger coming out of it, especially Limp Bizkit, especially Korn, which was just something. And again, we had all this stuff. No one knew what was going to happen at the turn of the century. We all could have been dead for all we knew coming up in a few months in January. No one knew.
Yep.
So maybe they thought they were going to have one last hurrah before the world ended in 2000. But just ridiculous that they thought that they could. I agree, Packers fan. As I said, I would have been 23. I would have been right in that douchebag age area. But don't ever. I mean, I don't think I've ever used Axe body spray, so I don't think I was a douchebag. So I probably was, but and I think I almost want to say this was like the time, like a lot of these guys. I'm sorry, folks, but this is New York. You basically had the Jersey Shore going to this fucking concerts.
I agree, Box. It was the Italians' fault.
No,
Goddamn
no,
Italians.
no.
Blame the Italians.
But you could tell something.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa.
But one thing you could tell, all these guys had fucking, their shirts were off and they all looked like they were doing gym tan laundry.
It was definitely a douchebag convention.
I just like the idea of just like a fucking Jersey Shore, just like fucking like fake tan, like steroided up dude, just be like, hey, have you ever seen Moby?
It's about what it looked like. If you look at the crowd there, look at the crowd. There were a bunch of jacked up white dudes.
Hey, you fat, where's the Fat Boy Slim concert? I'm trying to see.
It's a sea of seashell necklaces.
You guys hear that Willie Nelson this morning?
I tell you
Forget
what,
about
Jewel
it.
put on a show of all time. She's a regular Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. Hey, yo, Jules,
Get her
show
to
your
show it.
tits.
There you go.
Well, at least you tried. There's not a lot there, but you did a good job.
Sheryl Crow, what's with the top? Why don't you lose it?
Hey yo, hey yo, oh,
Forget
wait.
about it.
Hey yo, oh hey.
Alanis Morissette. You can keep your clothes on. It's cool.
Man.
You know what? Some of that shit really is ironic if you get to thinking about it.
Oh my god.
My mind.
Yeah, they were telling Alanis Morissette to show her shirt. Show your shirt. Show your shirt.
Take off your top. No, not your shirt. Your head.
No. Put it back on. Put it back on.
Take your head
Show us
off.
an ankle. Show us an ankle. Fine. Fine. Get out of here.
Turner says, I have never seen that many white boys in one place, at least not without wearing hoods.
It was, man. Look in that crowd. It was very few and far between where, any other races. It was pretty much just hate to agree with the feminist crazy blonde bitch, but it was just basically just a testosterone filled weekend. 3 days.
To her credit a little bit, because I feel like, again, she was more tolerable than the purple-haired lady. But she was at least threw the point out there that nobody ever really bothers to ask why these people are so angry. And then I don't know if she was the one or not, but somebody had applied basically that some of that blame needs to go on the record industry, because those are the people that those are the acts that you push. Those are the choices you give to people to listen to in terms of music, of the more aggressive, angry, violent, and like you had mentioned at the time, you didn't have a lot of alternatives. What you got to listen to, you would hear on MTV or you'd hear on the radio. It wasn't as easy to get in touch with some of the more underground alternative music.
Yeah, but there was a lot of anger on TV. There was a lot of anger in music. There was a lot of anger in the music videos. I mean, the late 90s was a very, extreme. I mean, even think about where wrestling was in the 1999. I mean,
exactly.
It was, I know we're not doing wrestling anymore, but think about that. Wrestling was even in a different era, an attitude era at that time. They were about to come out of it in a little while, but it was a very angry time. Like I said, you had Jerry Springer on there. You saw fights every day on TV and people were eating that shit up. You had Fight Club coming out. Fight Club was so big in the 90s. So big. Everyone was quoting that movie. I personally don't really care for that movie, to be honest with you.
Oh, I love that movie.
I think the end is awful. It's the stupidest ending in the world.
Sopranos.
Everything. There was just it was almost like they were, I don't want to say condoning anger, but it's like they were pushing anger as something to be okay with. like I said, I mean, Fred Durst, the cursing in the music we were all listening to back then, up until 2004 when Janet Jackson showed a titty, it was okay.
Mhm.
Soon as that titty got shown, you couldn't hear anything on the radio anymore. But it was just a very, I mean,
Yeah, the titty wasn't good enough for it didn't qualify the price, like, what we paid for it.
so it was a very angry few years. And like I said, people were very scared also what was going to happen at the turn of the century. No one knew. Y2K. People were telling us our computers weren't going to work. It was kind of like gloom and doom attached to the anger,
Right.
Mhm.
which can make for dark times. I mean, I had a good time in the 90s, having a good time now. But I mean, I won't lie. I was listening to the angry music, and I'd fucking throw down with anybody anytime. I've said before, I'm just too stupid to back down, but that's a fact. I'm too stupid. That's a fact. So
There you have.
yeah, but otherwise, I don't know. I don't know if I missed anything or Smark might have more.
I mean, I would say in terms of what like the problem there more so than anything is just you treat people like animals. Don't be surprised when they act like animals. Like, okay, yeah, you could blame the music to some extent, but like we've talked about the Family Values tour. Like that was pretty much all new metal and Ice Cube. Like,
Yeah.
and everything went fine there. I mean, ICP was on the show. They do their own festival. They did the Gathering of Juggalos, and for the most part, there's a couple of instances, but for the most part, everything goes pretty smoothly. And like, there's a billion other festivals that happen all the time where there's been little to no incident. Like the problem, you subcontract fucking everything. The food costs too much. There's not adequate like showers and water supply. You fucking got E. coli in the water. Like they cut corners at every end, and then they gouged people at every end, and eventually you just pissed people off to the point where those bad things happened.
Yeah. See, ultimately, what it comes down to is it's the promoter's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's Fred Durst's fault. No, it's MTV's fault. No, they were looking for anyone to blame. It's the Red Hot Chili Peppers' fault. No, I agree. It's the promoter's fault.
Yep. Shearer and
security.
Michael Lang's creepy ass.
And security. Security should have been much better trained for something like this.
But that goes back to the promoters too. Like they wanted to cut costs there.
It does. I mean, especially when first of all, you're going to have a huge audience, number one. Number two, it is in a huge space, an Air Force base. You would
no shade on fucking asphalt in the middle of the summer where it's 100 fucking degrees.
I know, and they were on the ground under these trucks trying to stay cool, doing anything they could.
Rolling around in piss and shit.
Yeah, that was another. I mean, they didn't think to have tents everywhere so that people could just relax and cool off and find some shade. No. I don't know. Juno has a question. What caused more damage, Janet's tits or COVID? Janet, we're still living with the repercussions of Janet Jackson's titty today.
Yeah, we haven't had a good fucking halftime show since. Although that one wasn't great either because it was her and Justin Timberlake. But it's like after that, it's like, all right, here's the fucking Rolling Stones coming up with fucking colostomy bags and wheelchairs.
Yeah, I like the Stones. There's nothing wrong with the Stones.
I know, but they're a little bit fucking old at this point.
Dude.
Find something a little more relevant, for fuck's sakes.
They were old when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just perpetually old.
R.I.P. Brian Wilson.
They were old when I was a kid. So they're old now. Like fucking like Sam Elliott has been old since I was a kid. Steve Martin has been old since I was a kid. Clint Eastwood, old since I was a kid.
Some motherfuckers have always been old.
Yeah. They just have always been fucking old.
Speaking of, I sent my wife the link to the show and she commented back, I look old in this light. I'm like, oh, cool. Thanks, honey. Sorry you're married to an old guy.
Only in that light.
Yep.
I think you need
This
new
is
light.
the living room. This is the light you usually see me in. What are you saying?
She's saying you need a new bulb. Okay.
I need some of that fresher lighting. Is
There you go. That daytime.
yeah.
Get you a dimmer switch. After what Trudeau says, after what happened with Hell's Angels at the Altamont Free concert, the promoter should have known what could have happened. Mm-hmm. To go
Yeah.
back to the Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
Yep.
where they had the fucking Hell's Angels as security, that worked out great for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was never gonna work out good.
And like the thing that is like kind of unfortunate is you have had like there's precedent was already in place. Because like you talked about some of the shit that happened in '69 where like 2 people died and like you didn't have enough food and like way too many people showed up. Like '94, people broke in through the gate, and so like there's a bunch of people that you ended up losing money on. Like you ran the festival to that point twice before, and like twice before there were pretty big, pretty avoidable snafus. Like the writing was on the wall. Like you got away with it like twice, more or less. And then after a while, it's just you get what you pay for, which was not a lot.
Yeah, and basically everything happened the same way.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't have the rain, which those people would have. That might have actually calmed them down if they had some
It
rain.
might have helped a bit.
That actually could have helped. You know, it would have cooled everybody down a little bit. It might have literally cooled everybody down a little bit. Who knows? But
Trudeau says that light doesn't make Cheezman look old. Having a billion kids makes Cheezman look old.
See, those jokes aren't going to get old. What were you worried about last week? So,
Sorry, I thought I hit mute. That was me yelling at my dog to shut the fuck up and come inside.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. But it was, I think, with the time, with the everything going on, with it was just not the right time to have a concert like this with those kind of bands. Seriously, I just don't think it was.
Right.
A one-day show, pack a bunch of bands in there, maybe. But once you get to the second and third day, these people are tired. They're worn out. They're hot. They're dehydrated. They're broke.
I'd have fucking left at that point, honestly.
I'm surprised more people didn't. A lot of people were leaving on the second day after the second night. Did notice that crowd wasn't as big for that third day, which actually might have been a good thing because not as many people were rioting. But I saw people trying to just get the fuck out of there at the end of the night. I just want to go home.
Mm-hmm.
But insanity. But I think we're past these times. I don't know. I don't know if
Definitely.
I don't know if you could do this now. They're talking about having another one still. I mean,
They want to do one for the 50th anniversary, I think, and like they're like a fucking month away from it, and tickets aren't even up for sale yet. They don't have a venue, so the whole thing just got canceled.
Yeah, they were going to do a 50th anniversary, and it ended up falling flat because of, you guessed it, poor planning. They still didn't fucking learn their lesson.
Yeah, and the investors pulled out because they're like, well, you don't even have shit set up yet, so fuck this. You're not getting any money from us.
Nah, I wouldn't even with tensions going like they are today in fucking Minneapolis and Minnesota and
Oregon
and everywhere right now.
Iran,
Venezuela,
Greenland.
I wouldn't even try. Wouldn't even try.
Maybe that's the play. I think you stumbled onto something, Cheeks. I mean, WWE's doing it. Let's have fucking Woodstock and Saudi Arabia. Have them behead Jewel.
Bloodstock.
Unfortunately, that would probably sell right now. They'd probably do great.
Scott Stapp's still going to be there.
Oh, no.
They'll just get Trump to fucking promote it. It's gonna be a great show.
It'd be great. It'd be huge. Biggest show ever. I've been told. Huge. Huge. Big. Big.
We got the village people performing. Everybody loves it.
Got some people coming out from China. China.
I paid Carrie Underwood to show you her tits. It's gonna be great.
It falls through. Donald, why didn't it work out? They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Bunch of morons running that show.
You can pay $20 to throw things at Moby.
Don't let me do it. I'll do it.
They're gonna
That would be
execute
huge.
Rosie O'Donnell on stage.
I'm gonna come.
It's like, no, that was Perez Trump. No. Perez. Was wrong, Rosie.
Oh.
You care
I'm
for her
gonna
either. Get her ass in the bus. Get her out of here.
Right. I sent ice after Rosie Perez.
Do the right thing and get her out of here.
Oh God. All right. I don't know if we have any more on this. I don't. Smart. You got any more?
No, I would have liked to have been there, I think. I mean, as an 8-year-old child, I probably would have died, but it would have been fun if I didn't.
As a 14-year-old, I may have died, but I definitely would have liked to have been there when I was 14, guaranteed. Now, as an adult, looking back on it, I'm like, yeah, no, 14-year-old of me shouldn't have been there. But at 14-year-old me would have been like, fuck yes.
Because, I mean, if you take away the sexual assault, like, even now, this sounds like a fun idea to just, like, go out and, like, somewhere in the middle of nowhere in New York for, like, 3 days and just do a bunch of drugs and just look at strangers' cities.
Dude, my head would have exploded with that many titties at 14.
Mm-hmm.
Both of them.
Ow.
Oh, dear.
At the 23-year-old, I might have killed someone. I don't know. I might. Oh, ouch. This one's oh. No one wants to read it. I wonder why.
Would Charlie Kirk be the headliner? Underline the word head.
Ba-dum-bum.
Man, True North really put his neck out on that one.
Oh. Still
fuck it, I'll go to hell with you, True North.
Still
I
laughing.
feel like True North would have been a big fan of our Bryce Young discussion during the playoffs.
All right, so if we got nothing else, this is where we're going to be. So get used to it. You will have to subscribe to a new channel, but this is where we're going to be every week, right here. We do have a new logo that I have done. That got done. Where is it? Come on, get up there. We have a new logo. There it is, right there. And I made a new banner for us.
Ooh.
So there we go. We're all good. We got everything we need. Look at that.
Hell yeah.
I even gave us our own director's chairs.
I'm already subscribed because you just changed the name of the old channel. So it worked out.
Yeah, pretty much. So
good thinking. You didn't lose any subscribers that way.
No, wait. Change the name of which old channel? No, this is the Hollywood Hangout channel we're on.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the Wrestling Outlet one. I was already subscribed to Hollywood Hangout apparently because it says I'm subscribed.
Yeah. We will be on Hollywood Hangout. This is so much better. I like this much better.
Wrestling's kind of a bummer right now. Although TNA got their big debut on AMC tonight.
Oh, I'm sure that went over well.
AJ Styles came out to open up the show.
Oh yeah. I'm sure that really
old guy that hangs out at the bar, he fucking loves wrestling. So like literally every fucking night we got wrestling on. It's Raw on Monday, NXT on Tuesday, AEW Wednesday, TNA on Thursday, SmackDown on Friday.
Oh my God. The bar I used to go to used to do that because the bouncer was a huge wrestling fan. So I'd go there to watch Raw, go there to watch SmackDown, fucking Velocity.
Getting deep into it.
Closing down the bar, watching Velocity.
Just fucking shit-faced watching William Regal wrestle Brian Kendrick.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Kendrick.
Literally closing down the bar. Sometimes even helping cleaning the bar while I'm watching.
Right on. I will say that you think it's kind of funny after I went on like a long tirade about how I'm just never going to watch WWE again. Immediately, they decided to take the belt off Cody. I'm like, okay, I know what I'm being pandered to, but that's too little for weight loss.
I couldn't believe that on Friday. I was like, holy shit, they put the belt on Drew? It's about fucking time.
The video I saw for it too is like I couldn't remember which title was which. So like they changed the undisputed title. I was like, they took the belt off Punk already. It's like, no, they had Cody lose. I'm like, oh, okay, well, right on. But I'm still not gonna watch the shit.
Yeah, it was nice not having to watch AEW, and if I want to watch it, I'll watch it. If I see something I want to watch, I'll fucking watch it. But
from what
this
I've
is
seen
great.
while I was working, it wasn't great. You didn't miss anything.
I didn't think I did, but this is great. Come on here, talk a little bit about a movie or something. Don't know what we're doing yet next week, but we will definitely be back here on Hollywood Hangout. So if you're not subscribed to this YouTube channel, do it. Look for that logo that I just showed you. Look for
I will
that
make
logo.
more of an effort to come on too in the future, depending on what movies you guys are doing. So,
cool. Yeah, because nobody wants to talk wrestling. Nobody.
Like it might be worth the argument with the wife for some of these movies. Wrestling? No, not really.
Also, want to do some focusing on actors, which I like doing sometimes. We'll get it worked out. We'll get it all worked out. We'll figure out how to get all this going and start giving you guys a better idea of what we're going to be doing week after week. So we'll get it worked out. But there you go, everybody. I don't think we got anything else. No, nothing. No one.
I don't think so. I'm sure I'll remember something later. They're like, fuck, I forgot that. But right now, no.
I always do too. So anyway, that, folks, was the debacle that was Woodstock 99, which awful. Absolutely awful. But that's it. I got nothing else. Anyone else? Anyone else got anything to plug? Anyone else? Anyone?
No, just thank you guys for letting me come on and join you again.
No problem. Anytime, as I said. Anytime, man. So, all right. Back here once again, Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Hollywood Hangout. Check us out. As I said, if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget, you're going to have to go to wherever you find the podcasts. Wherever you found wrestling outlet, you will find Hollywood Hangout.
That's right.
So just
for me, that's YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah, YouTube, Spotify, and Apple, everywhere. So definitely see you guys next week. And that's it. Take it easy, everybody.
Go Bears.
Bears.